and we're here in Joey's chair to share another book. This one was suggested by the chickens because it has to do with an egg. It also has to do with experimentors. So one of the characters in the book does a lot of experimenting. And finally, it has to do with what we take to be truth. Because as the book goes on, we question what the original assumptions were. So that's a lot for one book. So this book's name is An Extraordinary Egg. You can see why the chickens might have had some interest. An Extraordinary Egg by Leo Lionni. On Pebble Island, there lived 3 frogs, Marilyn, August, and the one who was always someplace else. That one's name was Jessica, and Jessica was full of wonder. She would go on long walks way to the other side of Pebble Island and return at the end of the day shouting, "Look what I found!" And even if it was nothing more extraordinary than a little pebble, she would say, "Isn't it extraordinary?" But Marilyn and August were never impressed. One day, a mound of stones was seen, and she found an egg. It was perfect, white like snow, and round like the full moon of midsummer nights. Even though it was almost as big as she was, Jessica decided to bring it home. See the egg in the pile of rocks in the middle? I wonder what Marilyn and August will say when they see this, she thought, as she rolled the beautiful stone to a small inlet where there were 3 of them lived. "Look what I found," she shouted triumphantly. "A huge pebble." This time Marilyn and August were truly astonished. "That's not a pebble," said Marilyn, who knew everything there was to know. "It's an egg. It's a chicken egg." "A chicken egg? How do you know it's a chicken egg?" asked Jessica, who had never heard anything about a chicken. Marilyn smiled. "They're just saying some things that you know," Marilyn said. A few days later, the frogs heard a strange noise coming from the egg, and they watched in amazement as the egg cracked, and out crawled the long, scaly creature that walked on 4 legs. "See," claimed Marilyn, "I was right, it's a chicken." "A chicken," they all shouted. "A chicken." And the chicken took a deep breath, grunted, gave each of the astonished frogs a look, and asked in a small raspy voice, "Where's the water?" "Straight ahead," the frogs cried out excitedly. The chicken threw herself into the water, and the frogs dove in with her, and to their surprise, the chicken was a good swimmer, and fast too. She showed them new ways to float and paddle, and they had a wonderful time together, and they played from sun up to sundown. And so it went for many days. Then one day, when Jessica was somewhere else, August and Marilyn saw a commotion in the water below them, and someone was in trouble. Quickly, the chicken dove into the dark pond. August and Marilyn were frightened. Whoops. After a few long moments, the chicken reappeared carrying Jessica. "I'm all right," she called. "I just got tangled in the weeds, but the chicken saved me." So Joey has other things to do, but we're about to go to the most exciting part of the book. From that day on, Jessica and her rescuer were inseparable friends. Wherever Jessica went, the chicken went too. They traveled all over the island. They went to Jessica's secret thinking place. There's Jessica thinking. And to the Great Pebble Monument. And one day they went to a place where Jessica had never been before, and a red bluebird flew down from a tree. "Oh, there you are," it exclaimed. It saw the chicken. "Your mother's been looking all over for you. Come, I'll take you to her." See the red and blue bird? And you can tell from the clock that we're getting near the exciting end of this story. They followed the bird for a very long time, and they walked and they walked and they walked until the warm sun and the cool moon had come out, and then, so there they are walking, following the bird, looking for the chicken's mother. Do you think it's going to look like a chicken? They came upon the most extraordinary creature that they had ever seen. It was asleep, but when it heard the little chicken shout, "Mother!" it slowly opened one eye and smiled an enormous smile, and in a voice as gentle as a whisper in the grass said, "Come here, my sweet little alligator." And the little chicken climbed happily onto her mother's nose. "Now it's time for me to go," said Jessica. "I'll miss you very much, little chicken, but come and visit us soon, and bring your mother too." See how big the mother is? Jessica couldn't wait to tell Marilyn and August what had happened. As she neared the inlet, she shouted, "Guess what I found?" She told them all about it. "And do you know what Mother Chicken has a baby?" she asked. "And she calls her my sweet alligator." "Alligator," said Marilyn. "What a silly thing to say." And all three frogs couldn't stop laughing. So, that's the chicken alligator story. Hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you soon.